Welcome to episode 6 of Trading Up, and by the end of this video this car will be gone. Before it goes, I shall actually use it, which means taxing it, but it also means washing it because it's just not the kind of car I could be happy to drive around in its current state of filth. And here we go, giving this motor its first washing, what I thought might have been a long time, but actually it's not too bad underneath. Can't do any vacuuming yet until I get the power bank, but it's come up okay. And I've decided that I should just tax it straight away. I mean, I've got to get 2 vehicles here, so they're not on the road without tax for next month, so I may as well do that today. I checked the oil, that's all fine. It's not even grotty. I got a bit on my finger and it wiped straight off, which is a good sign. This clutch issue where you have to press right to the floor before you can engage, it's actually really easy to get used to, so I'm not concerned about that, certainly not for my own use anyway. And besides that, do you know what? It's a rather pleasant drive. It's not exciting, it's just pleasant. It's almost like a pre-review ramble, this actually, because it picks up okay. Doing 40, still straight. Can we go into 6th gear at 40? Just about bogs it down a bit though. Good, besides this horrible steering wheel, which I have had recommended, I should just go and buy a leather one from the breaker's yard. So, you know, I used to have a load of these as well, not for the same car. So that's irrelevant, isn't it? I found Radio 4 and the aircon definitely isn't working. Either that or it's just a really crap aircon that they put in the Vauxhall Astra because they didn't think you deserved a proper one. No turbo noises, no smoke, no smell. It's a good car. It's actually a good car. I'm pleased with this. As you can see, I have just backed up the Astra J estate. It's tradition to give cars names, but I haven't even considered doing that for this one. So I'm just going to call it Jonathan. I don't think it suits it, but Jonathan it is. It's time to see whether I can clean up some of this muck everywhere. I don't mean the dog's bed, obviously that'll go back in there. But yeah, it's pretty grotty. As is all of the carpets, and maybe I'll steam clean the seats as well. Let's give it a go. I'm always banging on about carpet and how nice it is to get into a car with a proper carpet. And it's not just because it looks nicer and feels nicer, but because this stuff is just absolutely shocking to clean. I've spent ages just going over the same bits and the stuff doesn't remove itself from this kind of pretend carpet. And with that in mind, I'm going to stop for the moment and just get the steamer out, steam clean the seats and other bits to make it look a little bit less grubby. Well, that's gone through a lot of power. It's still shit, but I've spent long enough cleaning. What is going on out there? That's a strange sound. I need lots more cleaning products to get this just right. On the upside, I have found £2.40 in change. There is a part of me saying, it's not a bad car this, you know. It does everything a car should do. It's cheap to run, it's cheap to tax, and it's surprisingly big on the inside. It does everything I need. So we have a little part of me saying, you may as well just hang on to this motor. The only thing is, it's not a very big part of me that's thinking that, because the majority of my thoughts are thinking exactly the opposite. All the tyres are good, the engine's good, the gearbox is okay, it's just taken a little bit of getting used to. Cosmetically, it's not brilliant, but it's not beyond what you would expect for a car of this age. I like it. It's a dad car, that's what I think. It's the kind of dad car, the kind of dad that doesn't put too much effort and worry into something that is merely a means of conveyance. And I'm starting to sound like I'm doing a review of it, and I don't want to do, because I'm going to do a proper review of this very car soon. And there are a lot of things to point out on this that isn't relevant to just this car, but the Astra J overall. And I want to continue the game. So right now, before I go home, I'm going to take some pictures of it, ready for an advert. Right, there's my advert done for the Vauxhall Astra. This time I'm going to put it straight onto my own Facebook feed and see what happens. The rules remain the same, which is no projects. It has to be something I can just jump in and drive straight home. Something with minimal damage to the bodywork, or at least if it does have a bit of damage, the car has to be considerably better than the one I have to offer. Somehow I feel that I'm not going to be absolutely inundated with response from this particular car, but I'm not really in a rush to get rid of it. I have absolutely no idea what to expect in exchange for this car, which is exciting, and that's the point of this whole experiment in the first place, because of the possibilities, the jeopardy, the insecure future. And I feel a little bit less under pressure with this than what I did do with the recovery truck, because in the meantime this car serves a purpose, and you know, I actually quite like it. I mean, I don't love it, that'd be weird, wouldn't it? You could love a Vauxhall Astra. Welcome to Wednesday, the whatever it happens to be, of October. August, in fact. My post for the Vauxhall Astra hasn't had a phenomenal response, but it doesn't need one. It just needs one reply that happens to be what I'm looking for. I checked my message requests and I had an offer for a Renault Clio diesel. I asked for some information, I got a bit. Then I said, you know, have you got any pictures or anything like that so I can really understand what the deal is here? And it was a 2008 with a short MOT. So, no. And there's the progress, because last week, if I'd have been offered that Renault for the recovery truck, I would have taken it, which shows progress. Weirdly enough, I've had nobody offering a Mars bar and a packet of crisps for this car so far, so I'm a bit disappointed. And then, what seems like a proper offer from someone I don't think I know, offering either a Honda Jazz, don't know how old it is, or a Land Rover Discovery 3, don't know how old that is. That's a vehicle that could be plagued with problems, or it could be just rather good and he just doesn't really want it. Maybe he'll get back to me. Maybe there'll be a deal. I bet there won't be. The thing about this Astra is it's actually a very good car. It's just not very interesting, obviously. And I'd be daft to just move it on for something else that has a whole host more problems, not because the vehicle might be better, but because it might be more difficult to find a new owner for. There's nothing like an estate car, is there? And ideally I'd like to just trade estate cars because of the practicality. The Honda Jazz that I was offered seems like quite a good idea, although it's quite a bit older. They just seem to always be wanted. But also, I've been offered a BMW 530 automatic. What's the code name for it? The one that comes after the 39. I just can't remember what it is. I could just stop this here, but you know the one I mean. The one with the funny rear boots and the slightly disorganised looks about it. Good car. I'm sure it's a good car. The only thing is I don't think my insurance covers it because it's a Group 41. Limitations facing me all the time. I mean, I could take it on and just leave it in the yard until somebody wants to take it, but that goes against the rules of my trading up idea. If I can't drive it away, I can't really do the deal. Go, here's my lovely motor, complete with its scuffs and bad carpet, etc. Yep, there we go. As you can see, I've provided a link, I've given some details, and I don't want a motorbike. Here I am, a week later, still with the Astra in my possession. In many ways, that's a good thing. The Land Rover Discovery would have been seriously heavy on tax, and if I'd have got sort of stuck with that, I might have found myself in a rather pissed off position. I was also offered a BMW 530 automatic, and that would have been quite cool actually. I like the BMW 530. It was that slightly odd shaped one. I'm sure I've rambled on about this. Anyway, checked it out on my insurance, and that's Group 41, and my insurance only goes up to 40, so I can't do that one anyway. It's had more family duties to do, and to be honest, it's just coping really rather well. I've just grown to really rather like this car because of its just carness about it. There's no quirks, there's nothing. I have taken to switching off the stop-start thingy because it's potentially quite damaging for the engine with its high mileage. But besides that, it's been on seaside trips and all sorts of things, and I'm kind of tempted to just end this trading up thing again and start in for the third time. Just one issue so far, and that wasn't really the car's fault. On the way back from Hebden Bridge, suddenly all of the electrics disappeared, and I had to coast into a little pull-in while somebody beeped at me from behind because they assumed that I was just driving like a complete twonk. Turned out the battery terminal had just popped off. So, you know, that's a quick fix. And then another offer for a Mondeo Estate diesel, similar age. Good cars, but it's kind of, again, if I'm stuck with it, I'm paying more tax, and I don't really want to do that. I've renewed the Facebook advert because they obviously after a while they get pushed to the bottom of the pile and nobody sees it ever again. And I'm about to put a reminder on my own Facebook page about it. But it seems like nobody really wants this car. Maybe it's because there are so many of them about. If you want one, you just go and buy one. And anyone offering a swap is probably just trying to get rid of a problem. But they'll be getting rid of a problem in exchange for a car that actually does everything it's supposed to do. So I don't think I'm going to fare too well out of this after all. So as I drive home this Sunday afternoon in this perfectly adequate car that I feel I'm probably not going to get anything better in offer for, I'm starting to resign to the fact that maybe it would just make sense to keep it. Not because I want it particularly, but because it does all of the jobs that you expect from a car, and I can do that without it being precious. I don't mind the dog being in the back. I don't mind any of it really. It's economical, it's everything I told you. It's all of those things. It's just a proper car. It has everything except inspiration. Something that I'm running out of with this particular trading idea because of the lack of response. And oh look, there's another one in front. Wow, what are the chances of that, eh? Actually, quite high. That's the point, that there are loads of these about. But that's the 2-litre version with the tow bar, and that means that particular owner is paying a lot more for tax to run that one. So for the moment, I've done all I can, except for that last magic ingredient, which is to just be patient and wait and wait. But you know, I want to fling a video out. Maybe there will be a part 7 next week. You never know. You just never know. But I'm thinking there's something quite sensible in hanging on to it, getting the cam belt replaced, and just kind of looking after it without really worrying about it. And if that is the case, then this is the end of the video, and all I've got to do now is just say bye-bye and thanks for watching, and thanks for your interest, and I'm sorry it's not gone any further. Yeah.